You're further now.
Yo, 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 what's happening?
Man, we over here jamming right now.
Jamming out.
Dude, there ain't nothing like video game music, bro.
Right.
Like, man, if you looked at my Spotify, I literally was listening to right before I came here on the Discord, I was listening to a playlist of Resident Evil, like just different Resident Evil songs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's some good stuff. You know, those producers put a lot of work into that music to like bring those games to life.
Right. Yes.
Absolutely, man. But welcome on in, folks, to Bearded Guys Podcast. We are back again. Nichelle Speaks and my bro
Bearded Legend Gaming.
Don't forget the gaming. It may say Bearded Legend down there, but there's another part that you might not realize. Man's a hardcore gamer if you hadn't tell.
Hardcore.
bro, what your beard is getting out of control, man. I mean, god dang, man. Like, I wish, I wish, I wish I hadn't chopped mines. You know how I do. You
Yeah.
know, I'll trim it down here and there. I was just talking to somebody about that earlier last week. They were like, you trim your beard, but it tends to come back pretty quick. I was like,
Mm.
yeah. So I don't trim it skin tight. I've done that. I haven't done that since about 2000 and maybe the beginning of 2023. I think I did.
Yeah.
And Crafty, she actually likes it like that. She likes it when it's like short, really short, blended,
Yeah.
like to the face. She likes that. It's okay, but I'm just so used to having hair on my face. I feel naked without my beard being thick. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I gotta keep it. I like that mountain look.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so
Absolutely.
I actually watched it yesterday, so that's why it looks this way. Because normally I'll wait about a week or two before I wash it, and then I'll put some conditioner and some balm in it, and then use a hot comb to kind of bring it out. But Miss Beardy, she don't like it either. She likes it kind of like yours, but not
Yeah,
like she don't mind it thick, but she don't like all the
yeah.
wild hairs.
Oh yeah, you gotta keep it trimmed. Like I guess,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna have it, what is the split ends?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cause my
Oh
hair my hair it grows really fast once I
yeah,
like trim it. Cause apparently I got good genes on my mom's side, so my hair grows pretty quick. That's why I shave probably every 2 or 3 days.
yeah. I gotta do the same thing. Like obviously, y'all see my head. No surprise there. I started shaving my head. I think I was about. I don't know how old you may have been. I was about 25, 24, 25 when I started shaving my head. Kind of had to accept that was just inevitable for me. And I
Mm.
promise you, like when I started losing my hair, that's when my facial hair started actually getting thicker. Like my face, yeah, I'm serious. Like, you know how they always say your hair ran away from your head and went to your face.
Uh-huh.
I there might be some truth to that, man, because my facial hair was not as thick when I had a head full of hair. Like
Really?
no, it
Hmm.
wasn't. Like I had the chin hair and it was a little something something on the side, but it was nothing like this at
Yeah.
all. Like my actual beard did not connect fully till about maybe 26 or 7, about 27,
Hmm.
I believe, and then here we are now,
Yeah.
starting to change colors now. So
So it's pretty it's funny that you say that because when I had hair, I never had a beard. Like never. Cause I had dreads,
yeah,
and when I cut them off, I started getting that LeBron hairline where it was way up here, and I was like, yeah, we're not about to do this,
some
and
cats don't
so
want to let it go.
it's like we're not about to do this, and it was the reason that I shaved my head was because a member of our church back in my hometown was diagnosed with cancer. And, most people they shave their heads in honor of them, so that's what me and some of my bros did. And a lot of people was like, "Hey, you look good with a bald head." So I was like, "All right, well, just keep it." And I was like, "Well, the hair got to go somewhere," so I just let it grow out.
Yeah, yeah, we got this rule. I don't know if it's like a rule of like a society rule, but we got this rule at home. Well, Crafty, she's like, look, you shave your head, you can't not have hair on your head and not your face either.
Do
Like
you know how
you
weird
don't,
you would look?
dude. Oh my, I wouldn't even leave home. Like I wouldn't even. I've done it before. Like before beers were like a thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking like maybe way back to like maybe 2013, 14. I didn't always wear a beard. Like I wore. I would do a goatee. I did a goatee for a long time
Mm-hmm.
because to me, because at the time my beard was not really 10 years younger. I would look like I'm 28 years old if I shave my face. She's right. But my beard wasn't really growing like that, so I wore a goatee because I felt like that was what worked for me. And then I would just grow this part really long, like a goat, Billy Goat
Yeah.
type of thing. I did that. Really, really thin mustache. I did the chin strap. That was popular. Around the G Unit days, I did that. But there were some time periods I did shave my face because, again, beards were really not. They weren't. People wore them, but they weren't like popular or trending like they were like in the early 2010s. And nobody really said anything like, "Oh, face." But now it's like I've been wearing facial hair for so many years. I just know like I just wouldn't look right without it. No way.
That is
Oh man.
hilarious.
So here we are, a little bit later than usual, folks. I know everybody out there are used to seeing us at about 7 p.m. And we've made some changes. This is actually like the original time. No, the original time was 9 o'clock.
Yep.
When we first started doing, we was like, when we were starting 30 minutes after we end like this stream that we've been doing lately. So now we're pushing it to like 8:30. It's safe to say this is gonna be the safe zone because just like me and him were discussing over the weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
Work is picking up for me, which is it's good. It's a double-edged sword, if I'm being honest with you. Thank God, of course, for the blessings in which He's given me. But I'm finding that it's a little bit harder for me to like make time to do other things. So I'm gonna have to really like assess, what my day-to-day routine as far as like what I got to do, where I got to go, just simple appointments. I got to go get my eyes checked. I'm almost a year behind with that. I need new glasses. So I need to make an appointment to do that. But I've been working a little bit more in the evening time, so we went ahead and shifted the podcast. Thank you so much again for doing that, bro.
Yeah, of course.
For pushing this back a little bit and still bring the vibes because we didn't want to. I kind of figured putting our podcast on different days may be a little confusing. Maybe it would just be better to like push it back later on the same day. Therefore, we really don't have a reason to move to another day, because now around this time I've been home for quite a while, and I came home. I got to eat, I got to shower, I got to hang out with the kids. My son is back home from church. He goes to church on Wednesday evenings. We talked a little bit. I told him I would chop it up with him a little bit after the podcast too. And kids are in bed, so yeah.
Heads in beds.
Heads in beds, bro. Heads in beds, man. So, but how's your week been, my man?
Man, it's been pretty good. I've been working on this project with some of the vents for our hospital, and been kind of working with my boss on it, getting trained and acclimated on how to import into the system, and got that done, and we finally pushed it into production today because we are planning on going live first part of next month. So that was good, and it's just been a good week so far. I mean, I know it's only Wednesday, and we only been working for like 2 days, but it's been kind of easy, smooth sailing. Saturday, I actually was a part of the Breakthrough T1D walk here in my city, and that was a good turnout. I worked the T1D play booth, where we basically had iPads set up, and the kids can come over and go into our Type 1 Diabetes world in Roblox, and they had fun. I actually went live with it. I need to go back and download and get some clips out of it, because there was one kid there that I met. I met him last year too, but look, I told him, I told him and his mom, like, he's got a knack for content creation because he is very talkative and he is hilarious. He would do absolutely perfect in this. So,
Nice.
but it was really good. I enjoyed myself and lost my voice at the football game, and yeah,
Yeah. Tone low.
yeah, funky Cold Medina.
Bro, I was listening to, because I was at the fair when you sent that message to me. I was like, man, I was like, why is he whispering? And then I went back and listened to the beginning. I'm like, oh, he lost his voice. All right, now, I wouldn't say you lost your voice. Let me ask you a question. Have you like ever completely lost it, like to like laryngitis, to where you can't say nothing at all? Like no sound, no sound.
No, I've been like borderline close. Like I could still talk, but it'd just be like it's like the
Yeah,
Godfather. I was talking like the Godfather.
yeah. um, it's happened to me a couple of times. It's terrible. You get so frustrated. You can't say what you want to say. You pissed off. Nobody can hear you. Huh? What?
You have to text everything, write letters.
Yeah, you gotta write stuff down. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just go in my room and stay for about 2-3 days until my voice comes back. So,
Right.
but I learned that the trick to it coming back is you gotta be quiet and just let it rest or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta let it
but
heal.
yeah, but yeah, my week's been pretty decent. It's just just been busy.
Yeah.
Same old stuff. Nothing new. Just work, family, repeat. But I will say that this month has been very busy, like as a family.
Yeah.
So, we're trying something a little different. We're trying to like just a month in advance schedule out everything that we have to do. Not just like work stuff, but just as a family. So,
Yeah. Okay.
earlier, the week before last, we went to the farm. I think I brought that up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I did. That was fun. This past weekend, we went to the fair. We had the county fair that's in town, fair
Yeah.
season. Um, the kids had an amazing time. They had a great time. They got on rides. We hadn't been to the fair in about 6 or 7 years. So the
Okay.
kids they don't even remember going. They were that young, and we just kind of got into this mode of, well, they're not big enough to get on anything anyway, so what's the point in going? And me and
Mm-hmm.
Crafty, we don't like getting on rides like that, so we just didn't go, and it's freaking expensive. So
Right.
we Crafty tricked me. I don't care what you say, you in the chat, you fooled me. So this is what happened. She bought the tickets to get into the fair early. So if you buy the tickets early, it's cheaper.
Right.
So we paid about $27 for us. I'm like, yeah, $27. And then we get there, and then she's like, we got to get bands. I'm like, wait a minute, what you mean bands? We here. Oh, the kids want to get on rides. I'm like, yeah, get on rides, dude. It ended up being a total of like over $130 some. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You lying.
Why didn't you? Why,
Oh
no.
my
I
God.
say, why you ain't tell me this earlier, man? I can't show out in public.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Don't be giving me the Clint Eastwood, and she looking at me like, are you really gonna show out? Like, no. But it's not as bad as my good friend though. He paid about $400. I ain't even
What do you
kidding.
do? Buy everything from the vendors?
The dude, he had 6 people with him. All kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, the son, girlfriend, and his kids, and all of them. They got 6 wristbands. Wristbands like $33 a pop.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, 3 bands, and you were $100 plus. And
Forget
then
that.
they bought food, and the food was ridiculously expensive.
Oh yeah, the
You
same way
you
down
know,
here.
everywhere, I'm sure. It was a turkey leg, $24. for a turkey leg. $10 for cotton candy. My son was like, "Can I get some cotton candy?" I'm like, "Not from here."
Shoot.
I took him a Dollar General when we left.
Uh-huh.
Got him two containers of like cotton candy for $1.
Shoot. That
I said,
cotton
"It's the
candy better
same
make
thing."
itself.
Dude, it's the same thing. I'm like, it's just like going to the movies. Everything is so darn expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't buy nothing. Can we get popcorn? Sure, y'all. I get a small popcorn at the movie theater, and the three of them share. It's big enough for the three of them, trust me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't need that old big Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket of popcorn. Like, let me carry this thing up the stairs. You can't even finish it when the movie's over with.
Right. Cause you didn't got full by the time you got halfway.
Right. So how are you gonna finish that? Use popcorn. Let's get candy and drinks. I'm like, get a job.
Nope.
How about
That part.
How about that? So,
That part.
yeah. But
That
yeah,
is
man,
funny.
this week it's been good. What is it? It's only Wednesday,
It's
and it
only
feels
Wednesday.
like it's been longer than that, man. Like tomorrow. I got the next 3 days I gotta work. But it's a blessing, man. I'm never gonna complain about working. Never, because number one, I'm thankful to have a job. Number two, I'm thankful to be able to do something I love.
Mm-hmm.
It never really feels like work,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's just me. But yeah, it's been a great week so far, man. I got no complaints.
That's
I'm
good.
closing it out with some trunk or treat. So, Crafty ordered my costume. Y'all will see what it is when it come in. It's a last minute thing, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's a last minute thing. We ninjas, man. Me and one of my sons, we ninjas. And I got another one that's a cowboy, and I don't know what the heck my oldest is. I don't know what that is. I don't know. That boy right there, he got such an old soul. It's what did he get, Crafty? I can't remember.
That's funny.
Something looked like I don't know. I can't even describe it. Whatever.
Yeah, we got one
Anyway.
coming up next week. I don't know if I want to go as Prince or if I want to do Rengoku.
Where is it?
Huh?
Where's it gonna be at?
Here at my church.
If you go as Prince, they'll know who you are. You
That
think
is
they're gonna
true.
know who you? Think they're gonna know who you are if you ring Goku?
Not everybody. Cause I know last year when we did it, I mean I went as Miles Morales last year, but there was a lot of kids dressed as anime, like from Demon Slayer and Naruto. So that was some people that recognize it. But I think Prince would be a hit though.
I wanted to find my Kakashi. And I did remember when we did the anime, me and Niamani.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where. I gotta look for it because we got 2 trunk or treats we're going to. So I might be a ninja one and then Kakashi the next, or something. But I have to find it.
Yeah.
It's space somewhere around here, but so yeah. But anyway, today's topic. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We thought about this at the last minute, honestly, because now we ain't running out of topics. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that we can talk about, but sometimes, we get a little busy with the week, and we don't always confirm or touch bases in time. We didn't even promote this podcast properly, but that's okay.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
As long as we did it, you can't say we didn't do it. So
right.
Episode 23 is here. But this subject right here, I thought about it because it's the one of many things I'll say that actually connected us. Video games.
Yep.
It's connected so many of us here in the streaming community because 9 out of 10 of us stream video games. There's some of us that do just chatting, but the majority of us, play video games.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about video games. Like, we ain't never had a podcast about just talking about gaming in general. Like,
Right, right.
that, and we got mental health here attached to it too. And just to, if y'all are wondering, where that came from, we went to DreamCon back in July, and we were not part. We were attended a panel called Anime and Mental Health, which was very good. It was
Really good.
it was a really good panel, and it really wasn't nerdy, wasn't corny or nothing like that. I was really interested as far as how they were gonna like tie it in, but it was a great conversation. And I figured, I'm like, you know what, let's try to do it with video games, because again, it's something that I feel like everybody at some point has played video games. I don't think it's stuck with everybody, and some people's opinion on video games are it can go one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
So a number of years ago, I watched a TED talk. It was this girl talking about intelligence in video games, and she was like, a lot of people think that video games are for kids and that video games are for people who don't have a life, and
Mm-hmm.
video games are just for nerds and stuff like that. But she's like, when you think about it, video games, excluding the earlier editions of video games like Atari, Nintendo, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of video games actually require brain stimulation to be able to play. Let's think about it for a second. Like, depending on what you're playing, like, let's just say you're playing Elden Ring. Right? Elden Ring. Look, for anybody that says video games are easy, play that game.
Make
Play
you think.
Man.
It will make you use your kidneys.
You have to. It's almost as if you are actually like fighting the enemy. You gotta like pay attention to every single move that's being taken place.
Mm-hmm.
Every move that the enemy makes, you gotta watch. What direction is that sword going in? Which way are they gonna lean? Then you gotta think about which way you're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like thinking behind that. And to bring it back to the TED talk, the girl was like, there's a lot of intelligent people that play video games. Like, it's not a waste of time. Everyone has their way of releasing tension and stress from the day-to-day hustle that we all have to endure.
Right.
And I feel like video games is just that for some of us. Maybe not everybody, but for some of us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And chat, if y'all don't mind, put your top 3 video games ever. What are your top 3 video games that you love to play? So,
good luck with that one.
But I already thought about my 3, and mine come from each decade. Really, well, I ain't gonna say each decade, but
for the past 20 to 30 years.
Yeah, since I've been alive.
Absolutely. Yes. Oh gosh, I gotta use all 30 years.
So
got to.
Yeah.
Got to.
But video games, it's always been around. You get a lot of people, especially now on social media. You might see it every once in a while. Why are you 30 years old playing video games? And blase, and it's like, do we really have to spell this out for y'all? Video games have been a part of our childhood for years now. If you fell out of love with video games, that's totally fine. I mean, no harm, no foul. But like, for others, it's a way that we cope with everyday life, everyday struggles. It's our peace. second to our wives or husbands. uh, but I mean, it to me, playing video games is almost like a safe haven. You know, because
Yeah.
once you whether you're on console, whether you're on PC, when you start that game and you hear that starting screen with the theme song, it's just like, all right, I'm locked in. I'm blocking out everything else. I don't care. I'm in my zone. I'm finna relax. Woosah.
Yeah. Crafty, what is it about Sims that you like so much? He loves The Sims. I just want to know that
Now,
answer.
I will be honest with you. I didn't get into Sims that much, but playing like Sid Meier's Civilization, that was one of
Mm,
my favorite games. Now, it's not my top three, but it was one
mm,
of my favorite games.
yeah. You know, the kind of, I'll run it back with what you said, how some people like to try to dictate what age you should play video games. Saying you're over 30 years old playing video games. I'm like, well, first of all, I don't believe that video game consoles were created for children in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's never been advertised as like a toy. It's never been advertised for children. Parents buy them for their kids,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, because kids like electronics. They like stuff like the fun things, so
Right.
they buy them for the kids. But ever since the 70s, the 80s, 90s, like every time I've ever played a console, an adult, it was an adults when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't get my own personal console until about 6, something like that, 5 or 6 years old. It was a
Yeah.
Nintendo, and again, it has nothing to do with your age, and it to some people it really does help them with their mental health. Having a long day at work, dealing with a stressful boss, dealing with going back and forth with your partner. I don't know, feeling just lost or whatever. You just can play this video game and it helps you cope. I saw a study not long ago. I mean, it's a good thing, but it's a good thing, but it's not a good thing. But
Mm-hmm.
video games releases dopamine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It releases dopamine in spurts. So it's not something that can hold you over all day. Meaning, when you're locked in that moment, you feel great. But
Yeah.
when you turn it off, it's over. It stops. It doesn't carry over into like the rest of your day. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like smoking a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? You smoke a cigarette, you straight for a little bit, and then at some point you're gonna want another hit, and another hit. What's up, Carlos?
Welcome in,
Welcome on
sir.
in, bro. But yeah, it's a hit of dopamine, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, dopamine's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't agree that you should be stimulated by video games. I came across a TikTok video a while back. I wish I had pulled it up, but I wasn't even thinking into it till now. Man, this guy was just bashing video games so hard. He's like, "Why are you playing video games? They have no meaning. You should be out here getting money." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, bro, everything ain't about money. Like, just because people play video games don't mean that they're broke.
Right.
I ain't broke. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. And I will play video games forever. This ain't got nothing to do with your financial status or the type of person that you are. Why does anybody do anything? Why do
Yep.
you go bowling?
Right.
You knocking down some pins? Whoop-de dude. You ain't making no money, but you out there getting that dopamine of beating the crap out of your brother or your friend. Yeah. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? You
Yep.
getting that, and that does something to you. Like I can't stand it when people just make everything like about coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not allowed to have fun or enjoy life, and if
Right.
that is what makes us happy, If that's what brings us peace, then let us do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That
I've said
part.
this I've said this a couple times. I'm not a big sports guy. Like I'm not, bro. You've never heard me talk about sports because I'm not into it. There's no secret. I'm not into it. You know, you
Yeah.
never heard me talk about basketball, football, baseball. I ever since a child, I've never really cared for it. You know, I've always, I tell you what, though, I've always cared about that. You know, just
Mm-hmm.
all my life, I've had darn near just about every console you can think of, and playing video games has kept me out of trouble.
Yep.
It kept me in the house, and yeah, man, I just can't really say I don't see anything wrong with it. You know, you could be a millionaire and still play video games.
Right. Right. And ladies, there's just a little tidbit for you. If you're wondering why your man plays video games all the time, he just gave you the answer. Keeps us off the streets.
Keeps him in the house, keeps him out of keeps him out of another woman's bed.
At
You know
least
what I'm
you'll know
saying?
where he is.
He right there. He's right there. Like I didn't see. I've seen those posters of some women giving them a hard time, but then there are others that don't give them a hard time. And like, look, if that's what he wants to do, then let him do that.
Yep.
Let him do that. So, ever since I've been streaming, hold on, let me read this comment from Carlos. Get money and use it for what? A luxury car I can't drive because the streets are riddled with potholes. As long as people are not hurting anyone while having fun, why should adults make it as if it's their business? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the problem, bro. That dude that was saying that, you know, that you're a bum if you play video games and you should be getting money, sounds like he's jealous and envious. Like there's literally people out here who don't like for people to be happy. They don't like you to be happy. They don't like you to be joyful. They hate that you have found something that makes you comfortable and that brings you joy. So they try to piss on it. Try to piss on it and try to bring you down. And I hate that, you know. What I was gonna say is that when I started streaming, when the heck did I start? The end of 2020, I think. Shoot, coming up on 4 years now. What I learned doing this is that this actually brings people together.
It does. Yeah.
Like it brings people together. Like I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather would take me to Blockbuster. And for those of you, I think we all old enough to know what Blockbuster is. We should be, unless
buddy.
we got some, unless you a what is it, a Gen Z or whatever, then you don't know. But anyway, actually, my son was a kid when Blockbuster was around. I don't know if he remembers, but I would rent a video game. He would take me to rent one, and I would play it. And I would want him to like come sit with me and watch me play.
Yeah.
Like this was like the 90s. I always wanted like somebody to sit down with me and watch me play. I don't know why. That was just me. I said, you don't have to play. Just sit here, watch me. Just a little audience. And I just, you know, around that time period, there was no such thing as this or anything close to it. There was no YouTube, no Twitch, no nothing. The internet was like just getting off the ground. You know, with dial up and stuff like that. But when I came across this, I was like, this is exactly what I wanted as a kid. Was to have an audience of people watching me play video games. And sure enough, like this is like the perfect place to be able to achieve that. And on top of that, they're not even just watching you. The beautiful thing about streaming is that you can talk to these people. You can interact with these people, and then it doesn't have to just stop with the stream. You know, you can just connect with people like off stream, like me and you have, and like me and Carlos has, and numerous other people that I've met over the last 4 years. And so I've come across people who look at video games, like they will go as far as to say video games saved my life. I have heard people say that.
I believe it.
I've heard people say like, I am not unalive right now. Got to choose words carefully. I'm not unalive right now because of video games.
Yep.
And there ain't nothing dumb about that, bro. Like that's just you gotta respect it.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
Yep. And that's why that's why we're talking about what we're talking about tonight, because like the panel did with anime and mental health, I mean video games goes hand in hand. This is main character energy. So
Yes.
I guess my question to the chat and to you, even though you and I haven't told everybody our top 3 games,
Yeah.
so but we'll tell you guys here later. But like for me, it's I lost my train of thought. I hate it right there. On the tip of the tongue. Look, I was finna say something very profound, like Confucius.
Oh man, come on, man. Dropping the ball over here.
I'm sorry.
Fumbling.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, it's like main character energy, you know?
Yeah.
Like is there a video game character that you can find yourself relating to? Like I feel like most of us can relate to a video game character.
Several, not just one. For me, at least.
Right. Like for me, it's Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2. Because like all he wanted to do is, you know, be a good person. And you know, obviously up in the end, actually, I'm not going to even say anything, no spoilers, because anybody that hadn't played Red Dead 2 yet, you need to go play it. Great story, by the way.
I still haven't played it yet.
So yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I'm not finna spoil it. But I mean, Arthur Morgan, he was like genuinely kind, even though he was in a gang and they did, you know, gang stuff, they robbed and things like that. Like he still cared for people.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the type of person I see in myself, is because like I always try to see the good in people. And you know, I care for people and want to see people do well and things like that, because he tried to get everybody to leave the gang life.
Right.
So that's kind of how I felt, how I related with him. Carlos said at the end of the game credits roll.
Oh gosh. Here you go.
Oh.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm actually asking Twitter that question: what video game characters can you relate to? Like I said, with me, gosh, man, like there's just so many. Like not just video game characters. I'm not trying to make this about anime. I don't want to like pull a whole other genre into it. That could be like another episode.
Well, I mean, technically, there's some animes that are video games, so I mean,
yeah. Well, if I had to stick to like just video games in general, for me, it's Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza, which is the main character from Yakuza. He's somebody that, you know, at one point in time he ran the streets, he did his thing, he had a good reputation, and then basically sacrificed all of it just to protect his friend, who he didn't want to go to jail. I don't know if you know the backstory behind Yakuza or not, but you know, Kazuma is like the dragon of Dojima, which is one of the I think one of the 5 or 7 families in the city.
Yeah.
And one of like the head patriots of the city, of one of those organizations, sexually assaulted a girl that they knew, that he knew, that Kazuma knew, and his friend killed him. So he shot him. So that, if y'all don't know, that's a very, very big deal. Like you just killed the head of a family in the Japanese Yakuza. So Kazuma, he came into the building, the dude on the ground, The shooter's holding the gun. He takes the gun away from him. He's like, "Get out of here!"
Mm-hmm.
And then they ran away. The cop showed up, and then basically he took the fall.
Yeah.
So this man like just lost his reputation. Everyone thinks he's this killer now, and all he just wants to do is just be normal and just have a regular life. And no matter what he does, people just continuously keep trying to like bring him back, bring that old side of him out.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, that's not me anymore. This is who I am. That's not my life. But he still has like the dragon on his back, and he's like forever reminded of his former life.
Yeah.
But that whole series is about that man just trying to live his life, and they keep bringing him back in. Keep kind of like, who said that? Michael Corleone, I believe.
Oh yeah.
He's like, they just keep bringing me back in.
Yep.
That's how he feels. So I'm so behind because there was a game released called The Man with No Name, which is I have to play that because the final Yakuza, he faked his death. He had fake.
Yeah.
You see it? He had to fake his death just to get them off of him. So I gotta play that at some point.
Shay, what's good, sis?
Welcome on in. Thank you for being here.
How you doing, Shay? I know it's probably close to your bedtime, ain't it? Let's see.
We got bedtimes. Usually I'm in the bed now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I might get the series on PC if not on Switch.
What's that? What series?
Carlos I think you was talking about Yakuza.
Oh, I know. Is it on the Switch? I don't know.
I know one game that we hadn't played yet.
That?
The World Championships.
Oh my God, bro! We were so hype about that game.
So I got it.
So I still ain't got it. I gotta buy that game. I gotta buy that game. We still. I guess I forgot. I did. I wasn't thinking about it, but when we played it, we were like, yeah, we gotta play this.
Yeah,
we gotta play this. We're gonna play that game before this year's over with.
We got to
absolutely
on stream.
Yes, absolutely. We're gonna play that game on stream. But Carlos, I don't know if it's on Switch. It might be, but those games are dirt cheap, man. Yakuza games are very, very affordable. Like they're like $3.99, $4, $5.99. If you can find them in the store, if you're looking for them like on, they were on Game Pass at one point. All of them were on there.
I often say I think most of them are still on there.
They might be still on there, or PlayStation.
Yeah,
they're on there too. Some of them you can play for free with PlayStation Plus, and you might have to buy one or two. But again, most of those Yakuza games are under $10.
Yeah.
So it's a very unappreciated series, in my opinion. And just because it's cheap, don't mean it's so bad. That's a great series. Really, I don't think that it got the proper push in America. That's why I think it's so cheap. And I don't really know if people take Sony Studios that seriously. Like, I'm not Sony, but Sega Studios that seriously. Like, it's the game, it's just subtitled.
Yeah.
Too much talking. I'm like, yeah. And most of the time, games like that, they don't really come off that popular in America. They don't, because it's, everyone wants to play Call of Duty and Fortnite and Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all stuff like that. And when you come to play a game like Yakuza's, because it does start off kind of slow, and it's actually, because I've been streaming that game for years, like throughout the whole series. And it's really hard for people to unless they're really into it, it's hard for people to watch that or even let it play in the background.
Yeah.
Because you gotta watch that game. You can't just listen to it because it's in Japanese.
Right.
Hey, Carlos,
nothing wrong with listening in Japanese.
Well, it don't bother me at all. Especially if you're an anime fan and you watching the subtitles, shouldn't be a problem. Carlos says that one looks mighty fun. So far, only one is Kiwami. That should release the whole series for 2020. 2025 to 2026, still waiting for you to finish it.
Oh.
You're gonna be waiting forever, man. I did not. This man calling me out. So you supposed to finish that at 2022.
Ooh, get him, Carlos.
Hey, I feel bad. The only Yakuza game I actually completed on stream was
Was it 2?
it was Yakuza 0.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
It was on my birthday. It was my birthday stream.
Yep, I remember
There's
that.
a clip. There's a clip somewhere, but I beat that one on stream. But the rest of them I haven't beaten on stream. So I definitely owe everybody that right there for sure.
Yeah.
Because I got all of them. It's not a problem. But you know, that's basically. I don't know if anybody answered that question. If there's a video game character you can relate to, we would love to hear it.
Yes.
You know, because for me, Kazuma Kiryu, and for you, what's the guy name from Red Dead?
Arthur Morgan.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta play that too. My backlog is very extensive right now. So so how many video games? Oh gosh, this might be a hard question. How many video games do you think you've played in your lifetime? I know it's gonna be impossible to remember every single video game. I know I'm not gonna be able to do it.
I'm gonna say at least 100.
At least.
At least.
I'm sure it's well over that. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, because I played a lot of games as a kid.
Dude, when you factor in, oh gosh, NES, SNES, N64, Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, GameCube. That was my son's, honestly. And we only had Monkey Ball for that and Smash.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man. Like, well over 100. Well over. If I had to say, probably, oh man, probably close to 500 games, maybe, or more.
Okay.
Now, some of these games are games. Some of them were games I played that I didn't like. I just didn't play it no more, or some I just didn't get my attention. I'm counting all of those games. Every game I've ever popped in and sat in front of and played.
Yeah.
Counts. So I'm not talking about just mobile. You want to count mobile games too? That's PC, Xbox. Because I've only had like a 360. That's the only Xbox.
Yeah.
I had I didn't have Xbox One. I don't think. I just had a 360. So I wasn't a big Xbox fan, but I got an Xbox around the time that Microsoft was doing better than Sony with the PlayStation 3.
You know what? I'm actually gonna say about 200. Because you still got to factor in Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Switch, DS.
It's probably more than 200.
Yeah,
it's probably more. Think about it. Over the course of 30 plus years of playing video games. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a whole lot. I can't remember them all. Yeah. The only ones I can really remember are the ones that are memorable. You know, the ones that
same.
And those are usually the games I would like to think the games that you complete. You don't forget those games. You don't forget those type of games at all. I know that Bear likes to ask these questions sometimes. Like he'll make those references from movies and some video games and stuff like that. But what video game do you feel like just really had you locked in and was like, man, I can't put this down?
Oh, hands down, Red Dead 2. I done played that game. I've played that game like 6 times.
Hey man, see the replay value with games these days is not that good, but to say 6 times for a game that's not that old, that's
I
pretty darn good.
I played that game 6 times. I think I've only played it once on stream, but when I do bring it back, we're going through the whole thing. But yeah, I've played that game at least 6 times. I've played Kingdom Hearts a couple times.
You like Kingdom Hearts?
I love Disney, period.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's a cute
um,
game. My kids liked it.
yeah,
Kingdom Hearts.
I think that's what I'm gonna play next month for the charity event. I'm trying to think. That was another game I used to play. Donkey Kong. That was my other game.
The
That
original or country?
country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all like just timeless games. Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Mario, of course. The list just goes on and on and on. So for me, there's so many games that like really had me locked in. If I can go like from like beginning to end, like maybe one of the first games I'd say had me locked in was Final Fantasy VIII.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people love Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII is a great game. It really is, and it's no one's gonna argue about that being somebody. Some people would say the greatest. I would say the most recognized. I wouldn't say the greatest. Yeah. I would say the most recognized. Great game, but the game is like it was made in 1997, and we've had so many Final Fantasies come after that were better, in my opinion. But Final Fantasy VIII it takes a lot of hate. It catches a lot of hate because of the every Final Fantasy game they change up a little something. Like with this one they changed up the battle system and they created this system called the Junction System, which as a kid none of us understood.
Right.
It was kind of complicated. I'm not gonna lie. I just didn't use it. So I probably made the game a lot harder than it should have been by not using it. But the story had me locked in because I would come home from school. My grandparents would pick me up. We would go to McDonald's. This is just what we did. Give me a Happy Meal. Come home. Play Final Fantasy VIII for a little bit every day. On the weekends, I would play for hours and hours and hours. I couldn't play it for a long time during the week, but because of school. But on the weekends, I was locked in on that game. So that was like one of the first games I locked in on. The Metal Gear Solid series, of course.
Yeah.
That had me locked in, but probably the last game, Yakuza has me locked in, but one game that came out that just had me, that I could not put it down, was The Last of Us 2.
Okay, yeah, because everybody's replaying that one.
Dude, I could not put that game was so good. And people always say the first. I'm like, it's better than the first. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah.
The first is good, it's great. It's a masterpiece. But it didn't have me locked in like that one.
Yeah.
It didn't. The fact that you got to play as Ellie and Allie. I think that was her name. Yeah. I wasn't ready for any of that. Like I wasn't ready for to play from two different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't ready to look at two different stories, as to why this person is the way that they are, and why that person is the way that they are, and then it all tie in together as the game continues.
Right.
And that game that game had me locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't think I played anything that locked me in like that. I played a lot of games after that. God of War, Ragnarok, which was amazing, great game.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't lock me in like that. It was a great hack and slash, like beat the crap out of people. You know what I'm saying? But Last of Us
Right.
doesn't play. It doesn't play like that. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And I'll give you another game that I was so locked in I couldn't put it down. And matter of fact, I've played it twice on stream. A Plague's Tale.
uh, is it the story?
It's the story.
It's the story.
It
Yeah.
was like two had me on the edge of my seat, like almost emotional how it ended.
Yeah.
Like that's how much it captured me and the chat because everybody in the chat was like, "What in the heck is going on?" You know.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, I would definitely say A Plague's Tale is my other go to. I'll replay it anytime. So.
Games that have that real high replay value, those are the masterpieces right there.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know, because not a lot of because a lot of developers they put so much into like graphics, but they don't put a lot into like the production of the story.
Right.
Like that's what's gonna grab your your consumer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's gonna grab them. That's what's gonna make them invest into it. Oh, and another game. No, I'll take that back. The Last of Us 2 was not the last game that had me locked in. It was Persona 5.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
No, wait, sorry.
Or four? Was it
Persona
four?
no, Persona it was Persona 5 first because that came out in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And then Last of Us 2 came out in 2020, I think. 2019 or 2020. I don't know what. I know that Persona 5 came out before Last of Us 2 for sure. So Last of Us 2 was the last one to lock me in. But Persona 5, man, gosh, that game right there is probably the best RPG game I've ever played. And I'm talking about over Final Fantasy, over all that other stuff. Like this the story, the suspense. I'm a suspense person. I love
Yeah.
suspense.
Mm-hmm.
That man, you want to keep me invested, like in a Netflix series or a video game. Give me some suspense. Like me and Crafty love that.
Yeah.
We love suspense. Like it's like she likes what is it? Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
She loves that. There's suspense in that game, so you learn a lot about what you like.
Yeah.
Playing these games. But hold on, let me let's read some comments here. Carlos says, I've had various, but the main three are old. Street Fighter 2, I had to complete at least once. Mega Man 3, played it until I got to S on every level. Street Fighter 2 is a game I locked in on early on. I was the
Mm-hmm.
type of person, you probably were too, that I wanted to beat the game with everybody because I wanted to see everybody's ending. See,
Yeah.
back then, you didn't have no YouTube. You couldn't just type in Dawson's ending. Like, no, you got to beat the game with Dawson.
Right.
Even
Right.
even if you don't like playing with him, you gotta
Yeah.
you
Cause
gotta beat the game with.
yep, I had to do that with a Killer Instinct.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mega Man, I can't play that, bro. That's too much. Mega Man was like, it's a definitely a legendary game, but the game is like it's really challenging. Really challenging. Um, what is that?
Was that
Phenobi?
like Panobi?
Panobi? Penobi? Panobi Wings of Adventure, silly little game with multi endings. Got all the perfect ending. I love games with like multiple endings.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you like that. I got to go through it again if I want to get the good ending
Right. Right.
or whatever. What was that game? Have you played Detroit Become Human?
Detroit. I have not played that one.
We played it a long time ago. This is before we started streaming. It's kind of like Until Dawn.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. It's one of those games where you can like make choices and decisions and stuff like that, and every choice that you make determines the outcome of every situation.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the order of choices that you make is going to determine the type of ending that you get.
Kind of like the dark anthology games that I play, like
Yeah.
Man of Medan and Little Hope. Which, by the
Yeah.
way, we need to do one of those.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
So,
Yeah. I mean, dark. What is it? Dark anthology.
the dark anthology pictures.
Oh yeah. I don't know. We may have some. Crafty, are you still here? I think we might have it. Like we got. There's some games we have that I didn't even know we had. She be downloading stuff, and because
Yeah.
she's like, Crafty was never really heavy in the video games until like 3.5 years ago, and
Mm.
you know she be on Steam more than me. I have little hope. She says, okay.
Honestly,
Well,
because I hadn't played the new one yet, Devil in Me, because I was actually supposed to play it this month, but since we started A Quiet Place, I might have to play that one later. But to me, Little Hope is probably the best one out of the entire series, in my opinion.
now I saw a little bit of Quiet Place when you were streaming it because I'm playing it Monday. Um, I mean, what do you think so far?
Oh,
Obviously,
so far it's pretty good.
yeah.
It's pretty good. I mean, obviously, I'm still kind of toward the beginning of it, but I mean, the
Hmm.
storyline itself is pretty good. It's just all about survival. So now I think that game can definitely tie into what we're talking about tonight when it comes to mental health, because we all trying to survive.
Oh yeah, 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 and that's another thing right there. A lot of people, life ain't easy for some people. There's some people out here, man. Like I said, I count my blessings, bro. Like there's some people that's like they hurting right now.
Mm-hmm.
They hurting. Like as far as like they don't know how they're gonna pay their bills. They don't know what they're gonna eat tomorrow. They don't know how they're gonna get to wherever they're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? And then um they some of them all they have is like a PlayStation or a computer or an Xbox or something.
Xbox, yeah.
You know, I know a lot of people that sit there and play basketball games and soccer games and stuff just to take their minds off of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's like some people. I mean, this isn't us, but some people they drink alcohol to take their mind off of their problems. Try to
Yeah.
drink their problems away. You know what I'm saying? Like they just sit there and they just drink and drink and drink and until they are no longer incoherent and they just, ugh, I'll deal with this when I wake up
Right.
type of situation. So, but some people they like to just dive into just video games and just enjoy it. It may not solve the problem, it might not fix the issue or whatever, but at least it'll give you like some time to not think about it. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
that's all we need. You know what I'm saying? If you sit there and think about your problems too much, um, not really a good scenario, honestly, because we can talk about that, but as far as what people do to get away from their issues.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know if that's why I play video games though, because I don't feel like I don't have anything going on in my life that I'm running away from. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe. There are some things that I do need to get done, but they're not depressing or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I put a tweet out yesterday. Carlos, you responded to it honestly about how like I get so wrapped up into work and stuff that I have not been playing video games
Yeah.
as much as I used to. Like I haven't. Um, and I'm like, dang it, man, like I'm do so much, and then I come home and I'm tired, and I'm like, I gotta spend time with the kids, and then before I know it, it's like 9:30. Brother, I
Yeah.
have tried several times to like sit up here and I promise you, I turn the game on Final Fantasy 8. I play it for about 5 minutes. And I get tired.
Mm.
And I just turned it off. I said, God damn, man, like my endurance sucks right now when it comes to video games. I'm like, what is going on here? So I'm like, well, maybe you should like play earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, when I'm not tired, great idea. But the problem with that is that I'm not here.
Yeah.
Or if I am here, I'm only here for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I don't really want to sit down and play a game while I'm here.
Right.
You know, I'm either trying to like rest or spend time with the wife or whatever. Then I go back. So yeah, I haven't been able to really enjoy video games like that. We played Fortnite a few nights ago, which that was cool. That was all right. But that was as much as I've gotten for a while now. And I was gonna say something else while it's on my mind. I grew up playing video games. Like I would always sit in this really comfortable position when I would play a video game. I would like it would so a lot of times my TV would be like in front of my bed, and I would just like lay across the
Mm-hmm.
bed or sit up on the bed or something like that.
Yep.
Just let's like that. Just playing a video game. And this is ever since I've been streaming. This has been the only way that the only position, like sitting up in the chair playing a video game, and I
Right.
hate it. I hate it. I do not like sitting up like this playing a video game. I don't like it.
Cause it don't give you that relaxing feeling that we had when we were kids.
No, it's not relaxing at all to me. So I was thinking about getting like a what do you call it? Like a bean bag or something, and just laying in it
Yeah.
and just sitting here just playing it, or hooking up my because I used to play video games on this TV
Mm-hmm.
before I got all this right here. I used to play on that TV right there, and I was just the consoles would be sitting right under it, and I would just sit there and just chill up, lay across the bed, or look on the floor and just play the video game. Ever since I started doing this, I'm like, just
Yeah.
I mean, there's a recliner on here. Don't get me wrong, but
It's not the same. Like, dude, you just gave me a perfect idea. Cause like you could literally mount your camera up high to where it's pointing down, and you're sitting on your beanbag, and if you ever
yeah,
do the stream, oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yep.
that's a good idea. That's a really good. That's a
That's
really
a.
good idea.
I'm about to go look for beanbags after this. uh,
Please, I need a beanbag, man.
Look, that would be dope.
Carlos says it's safer than alcohol intake. Yes, life gets very complicated. It's not as easy as some people think. Like I look at other people, and I know it's not good to compare, but I look at some people, and I'm like, man, they always streaming, and they always playing this, and they always doing that. For like they have that time to be able to do it,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's okay, it's fine. I really wouldn't trade much right now, but because video games, even though I don't play as much, I mean, I'll probably never stop playing. But I've already admitted that I just don't play as much as I used to. Not because I don't want to, but
It's life.
I be tired, man. I be tired. Yeah, sometimes I just don't want to do nothing but watch TV and
Yeah.
then just pass out, and that's it. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't get tired. It's the tiredness that got to you. Yeah, tiredness was running after you, and when you sat down on your own and caught up.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
That's normal how it is. Yeah.
yeah. I go on adrenaline a lot of the time when I'm out. I'm never tired when I'm gone, but when I come home, it's like,
Yeah.
like I got nothing left. I don't know how you do it. Like I remember when you were coming home, like you were booting up streams between 8:30 and 9. Like, well, you still do that now, but when you were working at the dealership,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, were you not retired or anything? I mean, what the heck do you do? Like, if you're tired, right? Because you're way more committed than me to streaming. what do you do when you feel like that? If you feel like that.
Listen to my body for the most part, but I mean, for me, like I'm the type of person that if I start something, I'm gonna stay committed to it, regardless of how I feel.
Okay,
So, like, you know,
nice.
even when I'm tired, I'm still gonna stream. I'm at. It's gonna sound crazy. Well, it ain't gonna sound crazy, not to me at least. I'm gonna fake it till I make it, pretty much. But I mean, I do let my community know. It's like, look, it's been a long day. I'm tired, but the show must go on. I'm still gonna give y'all
Yeah,
100%. You know, so
I respect that. I do. That just goes to show like how serious you take it. I guess some of us like look at this as like, yeah, it's not a big deal if I don't do it, or no, it is important because I said it's something that I said I was going to do, so I want to do it. So
mm-hmm,
there that and to you, it's important that you do. It's not about it being, oh, it's just streaming. Like, no, this is something I want to do. It's
mm-hmm,
on my list of things to do, and I told people I was going to do it, and that is just what it's going to be. And that's my problem right there, because it got to the point where I would be so tired, which is none of y'all ain't seen me for down there a month. Um, I just don't say nothing. I'm like, shoot, man, I can't do this right now. Like, I need to pause. I need to stop
mm-hmm.
to figure out how can I do this and not like back out of it just because I'm tired or whatever the case may be. Because I don't know, that's just me. And we do have different lifestyles too. So
Yeah,
I come, bro. It's been times at the moment I come home, my kids, hey dad, and then they just start talking. Here comes, they've been waiting for me to come home pretty much, and just telling me this, telling me that, telling me this, telling me that.
mm-hmm,
I got to hear this from three different people, three different people. I'm like, I usually go in the room and I lay down, and I say, y'all come in here, just come in here, come lay in the bed with me and talk. And then I just let them say whatever they want to say and get it
mm-hmm.
out. So, and me and Crafty, we don't really talk a lot. We don't talk a lot at night because we see each other all day
Mm-hmm.
throughout the day if she's not working.
Yeah,
So there's really no reason for me and her to like be all up on each other and stuff. She be doing her thing, but I haven't seen them all day
right.
long. Sometimes, like
Yeah,
sometimes I don't even get to see them leave, and I won't see them again until like nearly 7 p.m. So I don't have so long to sit there and talk to them. So, and I know a lot of streamers they'll game out or they'll start streaming like who have kids. They put their kids to bed. There's a lot of parents out here who do this,
mm-hmm,
and then they start streaming. I
yeah,
said, well, I like that idea too, but the problem with that is that I got to get up really early,
right.
so I can't just boot up a stream at 10 o'clock and sit here with y'all till like 12 or 1. As bad as I would want to, I would love to do that. I really
Yeah,
would. Like if I didn't have to wake up super early, I most definitely would be streaming starting at 9 or 10 p.m. with no problem because I've done it before.
mm-hmm,
Like many years. This is before I met any of y'all. Like I did it. There were sometimes I would stream at 11 o'clock because I didn't have to get up for nobody.
yeah,
So, but yeah, yeah, I'm at this point now. There's so many video games I want to play because I'm a fiend for good stories,
mm-hmm,
and that's like we've been talking about this whole podcast. That's just what I choose to do to cope and to like I said, I ain't depressed or nothing or stressed out, but I just like playing video games.
yeah. I mean,
There's nothing more to it.
yeah. Like I said earlier, it's one of those safe havens. You know, you turn on
Yeah,
the game and you hear that Sega,
dude.
and it's like,
Ooh. Take you,
Music to my
man.
ears.
Take you back, man. Takes you back. You know what I love? I love so on Instagram, I follow like a lot of people who are collectors.
Mm-hmm.
Like they collect video games, like nostalgia video games, stuff stuff we all know.
Yeah.
And it's just so refreshing to see like these people got like rooms dedicated to like retro games and just
Wow.
stuff like that, consoles, collectibles, figurines,
Mm.
like a lot of that. I love to look at stuff like that. I want a room like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what I want right there. And I would just stay in that room like all the time. Because I understand why they do it. They do it because that's their safe haven. They do it because it reminds them of their childhood
Mm-hmm.
when life was easy and peaceful. Like whatever you got to do to like preserve that feeling, if that's what you want to do, go do it.
Yep.
You know, it's like Carlos said, it's better than alcohol intake or drug abuse or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. And nothing even has to be wrong. Just it could just be something that you like to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
it ties into your mental health. It really does. Just real talk.
Yeah. We're getting close to the end, chat. No, so if
Yeah.
y'all got any remarks, any closing remarks or comments, questions, complaints, concerns, you
So
know.
complaints.
You know, we definitely love to hear from you guys. But I guess we really hadn't answered my first question about, you know, the top 3 games, our top 3 games. So I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So since I played so many video games, I gotta go with the games that are the most memorable,
Mm-hmm.
the games I've played the most, and games I just can always go back to,
Okay.
no matter what. No matter what. Just 3, right?
Just 3.
Okay. Final Fight,
Okay.
number 1. That's Super Nintendo beat 'em up game. I've loved that game. I remember where I was and everything the first time I played that game.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I played that game was earlier this year with Crafty.
Yeah. Yep. I remember
So
that.
I'm gonna say Final Fight. Ooh, I don't want to give Super Nintendo too much credit, but I kind of have to. Ninja Warriors.
Okay.
That was the game I played at Test Your Retro Mike. Now, notice these are games that's connected with my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's, let me see, Final Fight, Ninja Warriors. Fighting Force 64. Fighting Force is a great game.
Yeah.
I love Fighting Force. I have played it several times. Great game for its time, but I can't pick that game right now. As great as it is. Street Fighter 4. Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Ultra. Okay. Yeah.
Ultra Street Fighter 4 for PlayStation 3.
Okay.
So I had to pick a Street Fighter game. I was just trying to figure which one.
Yeah.
2 is amazing. I love 2. 3, I wasn't that crazy about it. 5 is 6 is good. 4, in love with that game. Absolutely in love with that game.
Yeah.
It's old, but I can come back to it and I love it. I just love the way it handles. And I just love everything about Ultra Street Fighter 4. So Final Fight, this was a hard choice, man. Hard choice. Final Fight, Ninja Warrior, Street Fighter 4, which I own all 3 of these games too, by the way.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
original copies.
Okay. So my top three, we're gonna go with Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country, because
Awesome
it was
choice.
it was one of the games that me and my dad played together when I was a kid.
That matters. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah,
Um,
attachments.
yeah. I mean, we also played Mario Kart too, but Donkey Kong was really fun. Um, Xbox, I'm going Halo because Friday night after the football games, y'all all got together for the LAN parties. Everybody brought their Xbox and put them in different rooms, and we hooked them up,
No,
and we
nice.
played multiplayer. And it was a fun time. And
Okay.
then, um, of course, I played it on PC, but this one was also on Xbox One. Was Red Dead 2 because, the storyline just really engulfed me of like the progression of the character, because I like character development, and I think that's why Naruto is one of my favorite animes. But that's for a different topic another day. Um, that'll be another episode.
Yeah,
Um,
that's gonna be a great episode
that's
right
gonna be
there.
a fire episode for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, definitely Red Dead 2 for me.
that's some great choices right there. Um, the only one I played Donkey Kong. I have not played Halo or Red Dead. I played Red Dead Redemption, the first Red
The
Dead
first one, yeah.
Redemption. I played that. I haven't beaten it, but I didn't. I have played it, but I've never played Halo before. Um, those are some great choices, though. Um, honorable mentions.
Okay.
Let's pick one honorable mention.
One
So
honorable mention. Okay.
one honorable mention is Metal Gear Solid 1.
Okay.
Although Metal Gear Solid 4 to me is the best, I choose 1 because I was I was an adult when I played 4,
Mm.
but when I was in middle school when I played 1, and my science teacher was actually playing it too. Because I had brought a
Okay.
Game Pro magazine to school,
Yeah.
and we were talking about video games. She's like, "Yeah, I got this game," and once again, I got to go with the games that I've played several times. But Metal Gear Solid 1, that game right there, it made me look at video games differently because it made video games feel real.
Okay.
But especially with the you played it before, right?
Metal Gear. I hadn't
Yeah.
played Metal Gear. That's probably the only
Okay.
one I hadn't played.
Okay. So, but there was so man, you don't bring this up to bear because we'll be talking all night long about this. So there's a part of the game you fight this boss called Psycho Mantis. So he's like a psychic,
Mm-hmm.
part of this terrorist group, and he's like, put your controller on the ground. So you put your controller on the ground, and he like waves his hand to the left, and your controller moves to the left. It's like dual shock
Mm-hmm.
vibration. I was in middle school now. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a kid. Move it to the right, and then it will move to the right, and then you have to fight this character, this girl that he's controlling, and the screen goes black, and then it comes back on, and then when you shoot, all of the bullets are like bouncing off of him. You can't hit him, so
Mm-hmm.
you have to like take the controller plug out and plug it into like the other outlet to start hitting them. So I had never played a game in my life that made me do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an instance where you get captured and you get put on this torture rack. And like the guy, his name's Ocelot, he's like, if you don't want to die, you're gonna have to withstand these electrical shocks. So you have to like take the controller and keep pushing like X as hard as you can to not lose stamina.
Mm.
And he says, and don't you even think about using turbo. So yeah, like a turbo controller.
Wow.
If you use turbo controller, he turned the power up to max, and you just die.
Wow.
So it's like it knew what you were doing. So yeah, Metal
That
Gear
is
Solid.
crazy.
I highly recommend. I know you didn't really have PlayStation back then, but if you ever have an opportunity, shoot, I'm trying to think. I mean, they released the trilogy recently. I wonder if it's on like multi platforms. I don't know, because Sony and Microsoft kind of been trading lately. They've
Mm-hmm.
been going back and forth lately. But if you ever get an opportunity to come across playing Metal Gear Solid's series, definitely recommend playing at least that one.
Okay.
Because there's 5 games in the trilogy. But that was a great game.
Yeah. My honorable mention, and I really had to think about this. The entire Assassin's Creed franchise.
Something. Okay. I'm gonna let you go ahead and break down why.
So for me, again, it's all story. And if to me it felt like every every Assassin's Creed game, which I have not played Mirage yet, it built up to what is happening right now. Like they're starting to uncover the organization and things like that. But each character had his or her own story, and like I just like the stealthiness of it, and I think that's why I really like A Quiet Place, because you really have to be stealthy,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just being able to sneak up on folks and choke them out. I don't know, maybe because it was between
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed or Killer
Yeah.
Instinct. Because I love Killer Instinct is by far my favorite fighting game.
Yeah.
So
If you like stealth espionage type of stuff, then you would love Metal Gear,
yeah.
because that game it's based on sneaking around and stealth stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like if you get, it's not one of those type of games that if you see an enemy, you shoot them. I mean, you could, but it's also it also if someone sees you, they can sound an alarm off,
Right.
and then here come a whole bunch of soldiers. So most of the time, you ain't about to win that firefight.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta hide. A lot of times, you'll be doing a lot of hiding in that game for
And that's
sure.
that's why I was a big fan of Ghost Recon
That's
Wildlands.
that's what I was going. Okay, well, it's not Ghost Recon. I was
It was
gonna.
the older one.
No, it's a Tom Clancy game, Splinter Cell.
Okay, yeah, I have played that one.
Okay, well that's about as close to Metal Gear as you're gonna get
Yeah.
to like an Xbox game, Splinter Cell, which was great too. That was a really good
Mm-hmm.
game, really really good game. Assassin's Creed. I don't know what happened with me in that game. Maybe it was just, I don't know. So when I got on the Assassin's Creed boat when it first came out, the first one, playing this
Mm-hmm.
Altair, and then Ezio for I don't know how many games after that.
Yep.
Um, the last one I played was Black Flag.
That's
And
my
that was a
favorite one.
long time ago. That was a great game. And I got nothing bad to say about Assassin's Creed. I just think I don't know. I guess I got kind of lost because so
Mm-hmm.
many of them came out. Like, I got to go back. I have to go back because I really like the series. It's a great
Yeah.
series. Assassin's Creed is an awesome series.
Yeah. What do you
Uh,
guys think of Dynasty Warriors? Dynasty Warriors was a fun game. Like I wish they would put it on Game Pass because I would play it.
yeah, Dynasty Warriors. I played briefly I don't know if it was middle school or high school,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like PlayStation 2 around this time when it came out on PlayStation. Yeah, it's a great game. Yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of
yeah.
action. Yeah,
Especially
Dinosaur
when you
Wars is
can
a
play
great
with your
game.
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's one of those games that I don't want to say it's forgotten, but
yeah.
ain't nobody exactly talking about.
So I don't know
Guys,
if you remember. I streamed it. I think it was last year. They had a One Piece game, and it was actually
mm,
based off of Dynasty Warriors.
really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I probably saw it.
If I
Okay.
can't remember. I think was it Odyssey or something like that. I can't remember. But it gave me that Dynasty Warriors feel because you ran around with the different characters and
Mm-hmm.
you know you beating up on a crowd of people and you always
Yeah.
try to get that goal of like 1,000 kills KOs.
Uh, love the lock picking in Splinter Cell. Yes. Come again. Which game came out? I guess you saw the game
Oh,
you were talking about.
it was One Piece Odyssey, I believe, Carlos. I found it on Game Pass, but it had that Dynasty Warriors kind of feel. Obviously, if you know the anime One Piece,
Yeah.
they took Dynasty Warriors and the storyline of One Piece and put it together. But I really wish they would come out with another Dynasty Warriors because that was a great game.
It was. Like I said, there's so many games. It's way too many to even mention that are just worth playing. Just for whatever reason. And the great thing about video games is that it doesn't matter how old it is. Like if you've never played it, it's new to you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I played Uncharted, I was extremely late to that game, that franchise, and I played it. I'm like, what the heck took me so long to play this game?
Yeah.
And then Crafty, she ended up playing all of them, like from 1 to 4, which, again, great. Uncharted, really, really good series. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I think that's going to do it for this episode today, my man.
Mm, yep, yep, yep. It was a great talk. Appreciate everybody coming out and
Yes.
putting their 2 cents in. We definitely appreciate you guys. So you got anything going on this weekend, next week that the crowd should know about?
Let's see. Well, I already told y'all about Trunk or Treat this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll be doing that over the weekend. Got a pretty busy weekend, honestly. Just stuff I'm doing with family and other folks. But Monday, we'll be streaming on my channel at 7 p.m. Sorry, 7:30 p.m. on Monday. I put a poll out early this week about should I stream The Quiet Place.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really done much of streaming this month, and I said, well, I at least wanted to do something to take part in Spooktober. And I put a poll out there, and it overwhelmingly said stream it. And I think it was one person that said you can play it, enjoy it offline.
Yeah.
I don't think I would enjoy something like that offline. I think I would get more out of it on stream, honestly,
Oh yeah,
because
for sure.
I plan on like having some like jump scares and stuff like that available. So I know some people got points. I know some people got points that they like to use and trying to blame me. You put the alert there, so okay, that's just that. But
Carlos, he must be talking about you.
yeah, him too. Yeah. Carlos ain't innocent. My man ain't innocent. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be streaming on Monday, the 28th at 7:30 p.m. CST. A Quiet Place. So of
Okay.
course, much like all streams, we'll boot it up and I'm gonna try to bring some key points. Sit there and talk for about a good 40 minutes, an hour, or whatever. And Lay Experience podcast will probably be the following week, which I think is probably gonna be the first week of November. Me and King Aziel,
Mm-hmm.
we had, due to like being hit by a hurricane twice,
Right.
Florida. We had to reschedule because we didn't know where her lane was gonna go. We thought it was coming to us,
Mm-hmm.
so we was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and reschedule this. So I need to get with him. He's ready to do that because my plan was to actually reintroduce him because he's coming back to streaming. I think December.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I think I got to talk to him, and we talked on the phone a little while ago and had a great conversation, really interesting conversation about just video games and his beliefs. So he is a Hebrew Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
we talked about that a little bit, and I was like, would you be open to talking about it on stream? Because we do come from different beliefs,
Yeah.
and I feel like we can be cordial with that conversation. Because I don't necessarily disagree with like everything
Mm-hmm.
that he believes in, but I know that he's not a Christian. He definitely makes that clear, and
Yeah.
I get why he says that. I do. I just think it'll make for a good conversation to go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just gonna be about that, but at the same time, it's gonna be more so about just learning who he is.
Right.
At the end of the day, a lot of people don't know him. King Aziel is somebody I came across a couple years ago, and he's always been respectful and kind to me, and he's always been like one of the real ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people come and some people go, but he would check up on me from time to time. He would call or text, and I'm like, yeah. See, a lot you don't get that from everybody. So
Right.
yeah, we'll have him on the show. So how
Cool.
about you? How's rest of the week looking or next week?
So this weekend, me and the wife are going out of town. We'll actually be in your neck of the woods. Well, on the far side of your
Yeah,
neck of the woods. Um,
yeah. You need to let me know about that,
yep.
like day, time, if I'm able to be available.
Yeah.
We'd love
Um,
to catch up.
oh yeah, for sure. So we'll be over in Daytona on. We're leaving early Friday because we're driving. Because the tickets, a plane ticket was, oh my gosh, was ridiculous. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that, and then like you, I'll be back streaming on Monday. We're gonna keep continuing playing A Quiet Place. Um, so it'll either be 8 or 8:30. Nope, not sure yet. Um, kind of chit chat for about 10, 15 minutes, then hop right back into it.
Jump right
So
into it.
you know, when I play horror games, my chat they don't like the chit chat. They want to get into it because they want to scare me.
That's fine.
So
You know what your community wants. That's a good thing. Give them what they
yep.
want.
So
That's how I see it.
um, and then I mean we're just preparing for next month. We got the charity event happening for National Diabetes Awareness Month. So we're gonna be streaming all. Well, I ain't gonna say all of November, cause obviously Thanksgiving. But we'll start that on the 4th of November, and we're just gonna play a lot of different games. Fall Guys. I want to do Kingdom Hearts, and I'll be eating some Bean Boozles and eating some bugs. So
I'm glad you reminded me. I am gonna do a birthday stream next month, and it will be 12 hours.
ooh,
I'm gonna do that. I skipped last year. Um, what did I do? Yeah, I did 22. Yes, I did. But I skipped last year. That was when I like just disappeared.
mm-hmm.
I thought I wasn't coming back, but I did. So I'm gonna be actually announcing that this week, next week. Yeah,
Good deal.
that it won't be on my birthday, but it'll be on. I'm gonna plan it out to where I can, I can do it,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I want it to be special, man. I don't know. I want it to be fun. I want it to be eventful.
Hmm.
I want it to be memorable. So I got some time to figure out how I want to do it
Yeah.
to make it as interactive as I possibly can make it with everybody, because I kind of feel like I owe the community that,
Hmm.
because they haven't seen a lot of me this year. But yeah, 12-hour stream next month. So I'm letting everybody know a month in advance. So that's it.
Good deal. Good deal. Well,
Yes, sir.
ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our podcast. We again appreciate each and every one of you guys for your love and support, for coming through, hanging out, chit chatting, all that good stuff. I'm sure we will be live next week, same time, 8:30
That's
p.m. Central Time.
that's
Um,
right.
we'll let you guys know what we're going to talk about next week. So,
Yeah.
without further ado, we love you guys. Bearded out.
Peace.